We are taking a closer look at a case that has shaken Ghaziabad, triggered public outrage, raised questions about law and order, and culminated in yet another high-profile Uttar Pradesh police encounter. A 17-year-old boy murdered, the accused goes on the run, massive protests erupt, police launch a manhunt, a reward is announced, and then in the early hours of the morning, the main accused is shot dead in what police describe is an encounter after he allegedly opened fire on officers. So what exactly happened in Ghaziabad? Who was the victim and what do police say unfolded during the operation? Well, let's dive in. The story began in Ghaziabad's Khoda area. On the 28th of May, 17-year-old Surya Chauhan, a class 11 student, was stabbed to death following an alleged argument over a Bakrid invitation. Surya Pratap's family said the stabbing incident occurred when Surya was called by the suspect Asad and his friends. Police say the incident happened after they had argued about riding a motorbike. The victim's family denied this. Surya's brother Yash told police that the suspect allegedly asked Surya, "Have you ever seen a goat being sacrificed? Come, I'll show you." When Surya refused, Yash said the suspect and his friends abused and fought with him, and within minutes Asad stabbed him with a knife. The victim's brother asserted, "My brother and his friends Ayush and Vicky were together at the time. Asad stabbed my brother 4 times in the abdomen with the intent to kill. After getting information, we immediately reached and took him to a nearby hospital where he succumbed to his injuries." Surya's friend Vicky also told police that Surya had been invited earlier in the day in connection with Bakrid by a youth from the neighborhood. According to him, Surya, Vicky and Ayush went to the accused locality where a conversation escalated into a confrontation. Vicky further said that this is where the conversation mentioned by Yash's brother started. He said when Surya tried to leave, the accused began abusing and attacking him, leading to the stabbing. Surya's family and police have revealed that 8 months ago a scuffle broke out between Surya and the accused, which led to physical fights between them. Then they came back to talking terms just a few days ago. As news of the killing spread, anger exploded across the area. Residents gathered in large numbers and family members demanded immediate arrests. Local organizations staged protests. The victim's death quickly became the biggest law and order incident in the state. As police registered a murder case and launched a crackdown, several suspects were detained and interrogated. One name remained at the center of the investigation, Asad. Asad was identified as the prime accused in the murder, and police teams began conducting raids across multiple locations in an attempt to track him down. As days passed without an arrest, pressure mounted on law enforcement agencies. Authorities eventually announced a reward of 50,000 rupees for information, leading to Asad's capture. Finally, on the night of May 30th, police say they received intelligence inputs regarding Asad's location in the Khoda region. A joint operation was launched by police teams and officers moved in to intercept him. What happened next is now the subject of the official encounter narrative. According to UP police, when officers attempted to stop the accused, he and his associates allegedly opened fire on the police team. Police claimed that the firing was indiscriminate and officers then returned fire. A gun battle followed, and during that exchange, Asad was hit by police bullets. Asad was rushed to a nearby hospital, but doctors declared him dead. Police have also stated that a constable sustained injuries during the operation, while another accused who was reportedly present at the scene managed to escape. Search operations are continuing to trace him. Officials say a weapon was recovered from the encounter site. The motorcycle allegedly being used by the accused was also seized. For police, the operation represented the culmination of an intensive manhunt that had lasted several days. Describing the sequence of events, officials said today the police team received information that Asad was going to meet some of his friends in the Khoda police station area and was planning to escape after taking some money from them. Based on this information, the entire team combed the entire area and set up checkpoints. The reaction from the victim's family was immediate. Surya's mother publicly expressed satisfaction of the police action. Earlier, she had demanded strict punishment for those responsible and had reportedly sought proof that the accused had indeed been killed. The accounts from the victim's family have been harrowing. Saroj Devi, Surya's mother, had earlier said that her son was the only earning member of the family who worked in a cloth manufacturing unit in Noida. According to Saroj, her son had told her that morning that he was going to search for work. She said he had recently cleared his class 10 exam and told me that he will work for 2 months before school resumes. My husband passed away 2 years ago due to an illness, and my elder son is not mentally stable. Surya would have celebrated his 17th birthday on the 30th of September, but now he has gone. The family originally belongs to Eta in Uttar Pradesh and had moved to Ghaziabad around 17 years ago. I brought him in my arms when he was just 3 months old, and now from that same lane he has gone, his mother said. Heavy police deployment continues in the area till Saturday, and the mouth of the lane was barricaded. More shops had also been shut in the area since Thursday. At the heart of the story is the loss of a young life. Every investigator working this case is now tasked with ensuring that question is answered fully, transparently, and in accordance with the law. The investigation continues, the search for accountability continues, but for one family in Ghaziabad, the consequences of that evening will last forever. Joining us now is former DGP UP Police OP Singh. Mr. Singh, thank you for being with us today on NewsX. What do you make of this incident? An encounter now has taken place involving the main accused, who of course had been on the run.
It was a very shocking incident. A couple of days back, a 17-year-old boy was slaughtered. He was slaughtered like a goat, on the eve of the Bakri, which you mentioned very vividly a couple of minutes before. This is a very, very serious crime, and it was dealt by the UP police in a very professional manner. In fact, for the last couple of years, uh, the police challenges have increased and they have acted as catalyst for creating new capabilities. And for a state which is fifth largest in the world, having a population of more than 25 crores and has more than 3.5 lakhs of police personnel with almost 1,600 police stations, policing has always been not so easy and it's very, very challenging. But due to the use of technology, due to the use of innovative strategies, and also human interventions, the police operations have tackled these problems and to gravitated the state towards the safer world. So this particular incident, which has happened probably today or maybe in the night, uh, it speaks volumes about the police efficiency. The encounters between the criminals and the police becomes inevitable only when the police take on the challenges and the atrocity of the criminals who have almost no contempt for law. And that is what happened. A case where a 17-year-old boy was butchered, was slaughtered by a person on the eve of Bakri speaks volumes about the brutality of the whole incident. So I think the police has acted very swiftly, smartly, professionally, and in a very rule of law manner. Um, Hats off to the police, and particularly, that is why you said it, that the families of the victims are feeling satisfied. Of course, one criminal still at large. He should be accounted for. Out of five criminals, three have been arrested in the beginning. The fourth one has been encountered, and the fifth one is still at large. So now the investigation has to go on, and it has to
Yes.
see that the people are very satisfied with
Absolutely,
this.
that people are of course satisfied, and also the entire sequence of events is known. Was it a crime of enmity? Was it pre-planned? Was it something spur of the moment? Was it rage? What was it? That caused this incident is also something that must come out.
Absolutely. Look at the brutality of the pattern of the crime. Crime pattern speaks volumes about the intentions also. The fact that he was called out on a particular day, the fact that he was told that, have you ever seen slaughtering of a goat on such and such occasion? So all these things clearly say that it was a pre-planned notion. It was a pre-planned murder by the accused, particularly by the main accused who was encountered today. That is something which we must detest and we must criticize for. This is something a pre-planned murder. I feel so, and that is why the whole operation has been done in a very professional manner.
Also there will be those who will also say that it's that encounter is wrong. Then there will be others who say they're satisfied because law takes forever to catch up. What do you make of also the encounters that we've seen in UP, including this one now today, and how they're being reacted to in society and in the state there?
Let me take you back pre 2017 era. Before 2017, the lawlessness of the state is well known. There have been looting, there have been robberies, there have been criminal elements roaming around. There was a time when the DSP was killed. There was a time he was paraded on the streets. So all these things used to happen before 2017. Ever since the new government came in 2017, the first and the topmost priority was how to establish rule of law. And that is when the foundational rule of law was established. I remember in 2018, 2019, the whole operation started. And for last 9 to 10 years, things have improved a lot. And now today, one of the one of the most secured state UP is because of the fact that the police has been given a very free hand, not in a bad sense, not in a negative sense, but a free hand to deal with the criminals and crime. That is why you have all such things happening. For example, a crackdown on the criminals, a crackdown on the mafias and organized crimes. The prosecutions have taken place, the convictions are taking place, the people are surrendering, they don't want to be outside the jail, they want to be inside the jail. And the safety against the women have also increased. And so all these factors, they have really turned the state into a good state, in a very safe state. And hats off to the political masters at the helm of affairs. Those people have really understood that the development cannot take place until unless you have the rule of law very firmly, very entrenched, in a very firm manner. If you entrench this, then only the development can take place. And that is why in 2018, when we had started the first investor summit, that was the theme of the whole thing. That how you can invest, how can invite the investors to come and invest in the state unless you make the state uh, very prominent in law and order situation. And since then, there has been a massive
Yes.
attempt to clear all these.
Okay.
So I think
Okay.
these challenges have been going on,
Yes.
and due to the use of technology, due to the human interventions, due to
Okay.
the innovative strategies, UP Police has done a good job.
Mr. Singh, thank you for joining us with your perspective on this story.